What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. Well. Tay. How we feeling?
Weekend as a whole or yesterday?
Week 2, and it's already started. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, dude. How we feeling about the Cowboys?
This offense is legit.
Them Cowboys.
What's wrong, dude? What happened on Sunday, dude? I thought y'all had it.
Dude, the Clint Kubiak stuff, man. Week 2, and it's already started.
Oh, man.
How about them Cowboys?
Okay, we'll get to your takes in a second. Okay, so again, the New Orleans Saints through 2 weeks could not have been better, and we talked about it coming into the game. Week 1 kind of was what it was, that's an awful Carolina team who again looked awful yesterday, right? Like that is a team that is completely whatever. So a win against them is what you have to do going into Dallas. The winningest regular season team of the last 3 years, a team that had won 16 home games in a row, guys, regular season. They did lose the playoffs last year. Regular season home games in a row. A team that had the 5th best defense in the NFL last season. Elite pass rushers. And yet, you went in there and you dominated start to finish. And it's funny because this is different than a lot of situations that I've seen, Jake, where the stats are so exorbitantly good, right? Like Derek Carr, the first 15 drives of the season that Derek Carr was in on, before you just put in the backups, you're getting out of there. First 15 drives, you came away with points all 15 times. Majority touchdowns, about 2/3 of the time. And then you had that tip pick that into the street. But so the stats are so exorbitantly good that it's almost like, well, it has to be fluky. And look, you can't keep this torrid pace up all year long. But the fact of the matter is that is now 2 games in a row in which you've done it. One of which against a highly competent, one of the best teams in the league on the road. So again, yes, will it always be putting up the most points that the opponent's ever given up in a single half? True. Car fact. Most points Cowboys have ever given up in a half of football. No, it's not always going to be that, but this offense is legitimate. It is fascinating to watch the conversations we've spent all offseason having. How much can scheme make players who look better or worse than what they actually are, right? And that's what we continue to ask ourselves. And we know this O-line. Look, this O-line is still pretty hobbled together. It's Lucas Patrick. It's a rookie left tackle in Fuanga. It's Trevor Penning, it is hobbled. It's Cesar Reeves, Jake, who we've seen for years be not that good. And yet, here we sit through 2 games. They're running it down people's throats. They haven't given up a sack. There's 1 sack on the year, but it's only because Carr ran out of bounds. They have not given up a sack. They're running down people's throats. We had an O-line that we thought was absolute garbage, and through 2 weeks, looks like one of the best in the league. And it goes back to last year, where just at the end of the year, you started doing a little motion, a little play action, started putting guys in better positions to succeed. And offensively, Clint Kubiak is doing that with everybody top to bottom. And what do we always talk about? The number one goal you want to have between a player and a coach is you want to know that if I trust that I'm going to do what they tell me to do, then no matter what I think of it, I know it's going to be the right thing. Even if I'm like, that's a little odd, right? And here's what Alvin Kamara said after the game. And You're going to hear him talking about jumping off the plane. That's a reference to a captain's dinner they had right before the season started. Retired Matthew basically said, hey, guys, look, man, it's time to jump off the plane and go to war. But Kamara says, quote, I think we're just jumping off the plane with the belief that when they call something, when Klint calls something, that if we do our jobs and we do what they tell us to do, that it's going to work out. I mean, that's exactly what we've been talking about for years on this program. That is the exact place that you want to arrive as a player with your coaches. And it's exactly where this offense is right now. And the O-line's got to feel better. I mean, what a comeback for being so much crow for all of us to eat. Penning, Carr. I mean, not the fans. We were never after Kamara, but just kind of the entire NFL saying he's too old, he's done for. He'd hurt too much. All he got is a lob. Not the case. Not the case. It's a complete offense with a variety of weapons that can be used in a multitude of ways, and Clint Kubiak is proving it. And through 2 games, maybe the best part, we were hoping for that Kamara CMC-like resurgence, and it's here, guys. 150 total yards, an easy 4 tuds. That screen pass from the 50, that felt like the good times. The good times are back.
Yeah, the Alvin Kamara stuff, like I'd love to get into that because for me, that's the story of the Saints turnaround so far is his play because we've been waiting for him to be unlocked again. But what Kubiak's doing maybe better than anything is hiding a bad offensive line, or at least, parts of it are bad. Certainly you have some like McCoy, Fuaga are really good players. At least, it looks like, the first-round pick is going to be. But Micah Parsons, after the game, here's what he had to say on how the Saints slowed him down. It was a creative way. Instead of having a lineman block me and Max to protect with a chip, they kind of sent a chipper in the alignment and then a running back with the cut block. So, I was going through a maze almost. I thought that was very creative.
There was
So, like, him recognizing that they had a game plan to kind of hide some of their deficiencies through what they were doing, and that's one of the best rushers in the league.
Was there – I can't remember what play it was. It might have been one of the touchdowns. I remember it was highlighted at the time. But, yeah, at one point, like, first he's having to work through the tight end. Then he's having to work through the running back. And at that point, the tight end has looped back around and is back on him. Yeah, like they were doing everything. Again, creativity, scheme. It has to feel very validating for all the takes and analytics and analysis out there that Pete Carmichael was running a just kind of boring, run-of-the-mill, old-school system where you were not putting guys in good positions to succeed. That is now so abundantly clear, and Clint Kubiak is so obviously a product of the latest kind of offensive theory. I mean, look no further than what they're pointing on the broadcast yesterday, the Shanahan tree, right? Like the Shanahan tree is everywhere for a reason. In the current NFL meta, these guys are able to put, and it kind of feels like around the league, defenses are winning a bit right now, right? Like defenses are winning the battle as a whole this season. But not in New Orleans, baby. Freaking love it, dude. It's so funny too, Jake, that we would sit here all off season, and I thought the takes were, I thought we had become so reductive and so repetitive and so redundant, kind of painting Clint Kubiak as this savior type. Like, can you really come in and have that much of an impact? Like how much we were hoping for. Because basically, like we said, your 9-win team, and we kind of came to this realization last week where it's like, well, your 9-win team and you add Chase Young and almost nothing else happened. So it's like, are you really like worse? Right? But still, the entire offseason, we're basically just hoping that Clint Kubiak was going to be the panacea, that he was going to be the cure-all. And I'll be damned if our guy hasn't gone and done it. Just gone and done it here through 2 weeks. And you love it. And it feels so good. And now we remember at the beginning of the season, we're looking at the schedule. We talking about going, 3-3, maybe go 2-4. That'd be really solid on the first. Well, you started 2-0, baby. Hey. Now, can't let up. Panthers, done. Falcons, we'll see tonight. Bucks are good.
Yeah, Bucks are good.
Bucks are good. Beat the Lions. It's going to be a battle, guys. Can't let up. But I'll tell you what, I'll take this team in a fight. After watching what they did, Jadeveon Clowney in that Panther front week 1, Derek Brown, Micah Parsons, Tank Lawrence at Cowboy front week 2, no sacks. I'm buying a Trevor Penning jersey.
No, you're not.
And not from China. Anna Fuanga. Freaking love those guys. I mean, even Lucas Patrick. Everybody kicking ass right now. I know we're talking about the offense, but bruh, you want to talk about hitting? You want to talk about out-toughing the team? You want to talk about making them feel you? The amount of big hits that the Saints were putting on the Cowboys' ass. I mean, I'm trying to think about everybody who Demario Davis attacks you. He looks like how Batman looks in movies and cartoons, where he just swallows you up. Just arms spread, speed way beyond yours, just swallows you up. Paulson Adebo, Tyrann Mathieu with that crazy hit where he basically just launches his entire body, doesn't wrap up, just Deontay Harris. I'm sure you were calling for a flag, Tay-Tay, and that makes me so happy. On the Harris hit on CeeDee Lamb in the end zone, I'm sure you were calling for a flag. Only then to watch the replay and see it was a nasty ass, but clean ass hit. Sit your ass down, CJ. CD. Cowgirls. Nerds. Saints. 2-0. Feels good. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.